I'm gonna call it, guys. I'm gonna call it. Marius is the champion of Raid for 2024-2025. The most amazing addition into the game was Marius. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It took me too long to get this champion on my main account, on my cold brew account. It's just I was kind of delaying it because it involved a lot of RNG with the Iron Twins, a lot of dealing with all the missions. It was too late that I got him. I got him too late. I should have pushed much earlier. This guy is so good. It's insane, especially if you're running an account that has, you know, the good champions already in it. So you got your Newt, you got an Acrisia, for example. These kind of champions just help you propel your account in terms of just straight up pushing through dungeons and just making insane amounts of damage. I already used Marius in my, let me show you guys. I've used him in my Chimera team, okay? I mean, I didn't do insane amounts of damage because I was trying to push also, where is it? There we go. I was also trying to push for high trials, but look at Marius, 77.5 million damage compared to the 22 million damage. And I already know when some of the top teams do use Marius in it, and they have like a reset champion in it so that they can reset his A2 skill and just do insane amounts of damage. It's an insane champion if you think about it. Having a triple hit enemy max health skill on his A2, insane. I want to show you guys my build today, and I want to show you I'm running Stone Skin, one piece of Feral, and Lethal. The reason for this is I use him for PvP, and when I want to switch things up, I have a different build for him. I have it in the preset manager, and it's oh my god, this preset manager sometimes just bugs out, doesn't it? It's a Slayer set, okay? I use him in a 9-piece Slayer set that is not great, but it still works wonders in terms of damage. So I switch out this build for Chimera, and then I drop back to this build for when I use him in everything else, which is mostly PvP stuff and some PvE teams. So the Stone Skin set, it's just to help him survive for the one turn in some of the fights in PvP, especially live arena. You're gonna have issues. There's so many different teams out there that lots of bombs teams I've found lately, but it does work. I don't have insane stats, no insane blessings on him. They switched the stats here. It's making me my brain ache. So 272 crit damage, 6.4k defense, 270 speed, 300 accuracy. That accuracy gets boosted by his A3 skill, so he does have basically more accuracy than that, so about 450 with the increased accuracy buff. Increased defense boosts his own defense up, and then he nukes out with this skill. And it's insane that he's got this passive, that when there is a change in form or a attempt to decrease this champion's turn meter, he counterattacks with his skill that can apply Enfeeble. It's insane. It's insane that they have this in his kit, because I've done some fights where the enemies basically kill themselves because they try to do these things. They change the forms, they try to decrease turn meter. He's immune, and then he just spams the A1 and kills the whole team, especially if they're not running Stone Skin. They have no way to protect themselves, and it's so cool to watch. So stats that I'm looking for was like defense percent on everything. Okay, I did some accuracy here and then speed here, and then I was looking for defense percent as much as possible, some accuracy here and there, but always trying to keep the sets on him. The high amount of speed is kind of required if you're running PvP stuff, because everybody's so fast at this point, where if you're running anything at 200 speed, that's 2021 stuff, okay? In Raid, in 2025, you gotta have insane amounts of speed on everybody. It looks like, to be able to attempt to compete. And of course the relic, I've got the cat's gaze on him to ignore 10% of the target's defense when attacking enemies with higher max health. So he doesn't have insane amounts of max health, so 53,000 health. So for the most part, he's ignoring the defense, and on enemies where he's got more health on them, he's probably gonna kill them with the A2, which does insane damage. Look at this team that I have here guys, for Iron Twins. It's the 22nd team that just beats this. I can't show you. I've got to reset this, but it's a team that just beats that. It's basically this setup here where I use enemy max health to the maximum, then a reset, and that is my Iron Twins team. What I want to show you guys is Marius though in some arena fights, just to see on how funny this can be, especially if you find some mythics like like here. Okay, I don't know if we're faster than them or not. We'll see. If they attempt to switch forms, they're doomed. Okay, they're doomed. I'm gonna be spamming that A1 there, and if I'm faster here, I'll just be able to control them pretty easily. Ooh, resisted there. That's fine. Let's sheep that one. Let's lock them out also. And look at this. He stuns also. Such an insane champion. Boom, boom, boom. Enemy max, and he kills them throughout that. Look at that. She switches form, then he's gonna attack and just kills them off. Let me show you. I'm gonna run even Arbiter here instead of the CP, because I don't really need the CP anymore, because I have my own way to boost my damage with Marius. So he boosts his damage with his A3, so that's cool. Let's sheep that enemy there, lock them out instead of them locking us out, and this should be enough to take everybody out. It's so funny. It's so funny the way that this happens. Okay, Arbiter versus Arbiter again. It's like a speed fight here, but I've got like 400 speed, so for the most part I should be safe. We control everybody, hopefully. Let's see, lock them out, then again just spam this. Basically everybody is dead by that point. Ooh, I don't want to sheep her. That's gonna delay this run, and that's basically it. It's the insanity of Marius. I love it. I love this guy. I love this guy. And even with the build that I have him on, I can still run him on Hydra. Even with this build, even with the Stone Skin build, even if you don't have a Slayer set that you can run on him, you can still do tons of damage just through the lethal, that he has. Because the Slayer set, if you don't have high crit damage, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't have because I don't buy that set, it's kind of on the lower end in terms of just having that as a set. So I was just testing out the damage, but it's really good damage. If you've got Slayer set on Marius, it's really good damage when you see those numbers proc on his A2. So let me see if I can move some gear around and show you guys Marius. The Hydra has reset, so I can at least show it right there. This champion, I love it. I love this champion. I wish I can get a higher star blessing on him. I've been spamming this soul merchant trying to see if I can just slowly buy them, but I bought the 1 star, I bought the 2 star. It's gonna take me forever to get the 6 star. Forever. Seriously. But what can you do, guys? What can you do? So let me switch up the build, and we'll see on how that performs on the Hydra, because I never tested it on the Hydra. I tested it only on the Chimera. That's why he did 77 million damage on that Chimera run. So guys, this is the build that I would run Marius on with the Slayer set. It's very mixed in terms of what it has. It doesn't have any ascensions on. If I need to put some ascensions on, I'll need to farm like 50,000 energy on that damn Sand Devil to change the ascensions, but and Phantom Shogun. But this is the build: 286 crit damage. I know it's not a lot, about 300 accuracy again, 260 on speed, and 5,000 defense. That's what I'm hoping to get the 3 star soul for him to pump up his defense a little bit higher. But with this build, all right, let's run that. With this build, he does way more damage. 30% chance to deal additional AoE damage based on damage dealt by AoE skills. That his A2 becomes so much stronger, and then he also fills his turn meter on attacks. I've seen builds that can do solo spider with like really strong Slayer sets and really good speeds, but I just don't have the stats for that one, so I'm not gonna showcase that. So let's see the Slayer set on him. Ooh, get a reward here for the gear enhancement. Let's jump on to a little bit of Hydra to see this. So what kind of damage are we gonna be looking at? So in this team here, yeah, we got the should just remove CP from here, but whatever. All right, let's not do the quick battle because just want to show you guys the numbers. But for this one, what I usually do is I have his A2 on priority instead of his A3. So his A3 gives him an extra turn that allows me to reset the cooldown by 1. So reduce the cooldown by 1. So that's a little bit for extra damage, but that's assuming you're okay with his accuracy and stuff. And you don't mind. If you don't mind that, then look at that. Look at the damage there. So he does that 75k. That's his extra damage dealt through his Slayer set. And it just ramps up like that. He gets that extra turn meter. The True Fear is going to be annoying here, but that's see if he's going to be protecting us a little bit. Let's see. Don't have a cleanse going on right now. Maybe if I had Duchess here, it would have been better. But we're still doing insane amounts of damage. And this does like 400 million, I think, this team. The last time I checked it. And it's just Marius pumping damage all throughout. So see Akrisia being so good with her A2. And then we've got Marius who's got a triple hitting instead of a double hitting. Triple hitting plus all the extras that he has for PvP. It's just an insane champion. I should have gone on this champion much earlier. Look at this. Gonna get some turn meter here. We get boosted to about 20% just because of the Slayer set. We clear the True Fear there. And that's basically it. You just run Marius with this build with the Slayer set, and it's just insane amounts of damage. I wonder though if we're ever gonna have, look at that, 1.5 million on each of the downed heads times 4. Ugh. Insanity. So that's why people are also running cooldown reduction, just because of that stupid A2 that he has. Just pumps out so much damage. A1 doesn't do much, but you still see the difference in damage potential immediately when you put him in your teams. Such a cool champion. I want to see your guys' builds down in the comments. If you want to share your build on Marius and how high you can push his stats, leave it down below, because I'm always surprised by seeing some insane builds on through the optimizer. It's just crazy on how much damage some people can push through. So let me just regroup here. I wanna see a quick battle here with this. How high can we go with this? I wonder. It should last 1,000 turns, right? This team should last 1,000 turns. Really want to replace Ugo though. I think I have a champion in mind, but let's see. Quick battle. How much is Marius gonna do this on this one? 438, and he did 207 million damage. 164 on Akrisia with that 5-star soul. If he had a 4-star soul, extra crit damage, extra defense, I think I could have pushed this way higher. And then Mishinagi with that poor Hex did only that. Look at this. Insanity. Gotta love this champion. Guys, this was the video on Marius. You can try and run the build also for PvP. It's just gonna help you do a lot more damage, like this build with the Slayer set. But honestly, the Stone Skin helps to protect him. There's so many teams that just can wreck him. But I mean, in this example, it's just a speed race, and then whoever is fastest kind of wins. So Marius here would buff himself, and then barely see any damage through the Slayer set there. It doesn't really change that much for this specific scenario. You still have a good amount of ignore defense on the lethal, but the Stone Skin edition, it just helps you survive. So that's why I have 2 builds on him. One is strictly PvE. Same masteries, honestly, on both. I'll show them because I didn't show my masteries, but can't believe I waited so long to pick this guy up, because I also think like I wasn't even paying attention to the market for his souls, so that would have changed a lot more. Look at that. Decreasing my turn meter just forces him to attack. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So let me show you guys the masteries that are around on him. Of course, he's maxed out. Of course, Cat's Gaze is amazing. I think I've got it at level 3. It's gonna take me quite a while to push it on level 4, but that's gonna be an investment. So Helm Smasher, Cycle of Violence, that helps a lot for PvP stuff. Ruthless Ambush also is pretty cool. PvE stuff, yeah, you could possibly get the 30% of target's max health and get a reduction, but doesn't always happen. And then for support stuff, look at this. Cycle of Magic, you want lasting gifts for your accuracy and defense, and then Sniper. I think this works on his Enfeeble. It doesn't really say because it applies any debuff, so Enfeeble is a debuff, so I assume it does apply to Enfeeble as well. Could have run Master Hexer here for extending the duration of that, but I don't think it changes that much on everything. Strictly like a PvP focused with Shield Breaker. Could have done more damage with Heart of Glory for PvE stuff, and then Life Drink here to keep him alive a little bit, but that's not always the case. So yeah, Slayer, insane. Lethal, insane. Top champion of Raid. I wonder if they're going to add better champions in 2025. Doubt it, though. Doubt it we're going to have a quad hitting enemy max health void champion. Doubt it. Maybe a mythic. Who knows? This was the video, guys. Thank you all. I want to see your builds down below. Just write down. I've got an insane Marius with 350 speed and Slayer said with 400 crit damage. I want to see that. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one, guys.